Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. A bitch is back talking about books. Today we are going to be talking about this book. It was Sally Rooney's newest novel, Beautiful World, Where Are You? I finished this around a week ago or like a week and a half ago and I just haven't talked about it. And I had mixed thoughts about this book because there were some things I really loved about it. And there were just some things where I was just like, why? Felt a little pretentious at times, but also at the same instance, it was written beautifully and there was just so much good things in there. So I was really conflicted with this book. I don't think it's Sally Rooney's best novel, just in my opinion. You know, I'm not a literature expert. You can go to Jack in the Books for that. You know, I don't have a literature degree or anything, but as a reader, just reading, it was a very medium-esque book for me. I gave Beautiful World, Where Are You? A 3.75 out of 5. I honestly liked Normal People a lot better than this book, and I think Sally Rooney, what she does well is focuses on one couple a lot more than having this kind of multiple different couples type of situation like in this book. I have not read Conversation with Friends. The only two books I have read of hers is this one and Normal People. So if you don't know what Beautiful World, Where Are You is about, it is basically about a friend group, sort of. It follows 4 people, and it's basically 4 people making up 2 different couples and how they live their life in their late 20s, early 30s, because this is kind of the age group that they're in. I believe this is the same age group that Sally Rooney's in, and it's basically talking about how depressing life is. Kind of the premise of the whole book is in the name. That kind of age group's struggles and how they deal with relationships and being open with their feelings and all of this stuff. I did think that this book was written beautifully. It was so beautiful. This is definitely one of those books where I would buy it to highlight and to annotate those like just amazing sentences and statements. Like there's just some statements in here that feel so profound. I'm just like, wow, like that hit deep, you know, and it's so relatable in some sentences, or it just makes you feel so much. Like there's some statements, Sally Rooney on a sentence standpoint, on a sentence level, is amazing, is great. But what I had difficulty with this book, with this novel, was the overarching plot, and then also those emails. And I'll get into that in a little bit. There's Alice and Felix and their kind of love story, and then there's Eileen and Simon and their thing that they have going on. They talk about religion and all these different things, and also Alice and Eileen, I don't know why I always call her Elaine. Alice and Eileen are best friends, but they never see each other. There's also talk about different socioeconomical classes, because Alice and Felix are in totally different socioeconomic classes. Like Felix is a very much working class on the poor level scale. Alice is a very successful, famous writer. And I really feel like Alice as a character is supposed to be a parallel to Sally Rooney as a person, and like how she feels herself being a writer and herself getting a lot of the criticism that she gets. I feel like it was very embedded into the story. For me, the reason why I stayed with this book and this book stuck with me was because of Eileen and Simon's love story. Because I am a sucker for longing. I am a sucker for simps. I love a simp. Simon, huge simp. And you know, a lot of people talk shit about the miscommunication trope, but I will say that the miscommunication trope, even though it can get annoying a lot of times, leads to really good longing. And the longing I felt in this book, my heart was aching, okay? Every other chapter switches back and forth between Eileen and Alice and kind of like their different, you know, situations. But then within that, so it's like every 2 chapters follows Alice another two follows Eileen. But then one of those chapters are emails back and forth between Alice and Eileen. Like, maybe I'm just a dumbass bitch. I say that all the time, but I am a dumbass bitch. But those email chapters, I am so sorry. They just felt so pretentious to me, and I really wanted to skim them. It was hard for me to get through them, and I felt like, in a way, Sally Rooney could have just written a nonfiction novel if she wanted to. Like, no way best friends email this way to each other. Like, it felt so formal, and they were talking about history and, like, things in the past. I was like, no way. No way, best friends, like, unrealistic. I do not give a fuck. Like, no offense. It felt so pretentious to me. I just hated those email parts. I really wanted to skim over them. I didn't. But I really wanted to, and there's just a lot of those instances where I felt like the pretentiousness was like a little bit like it was just about to get there, but it didn't. And also, I feel like, you know, it follows these people's lives, but there isn't really a plot to it, and I feel like I was saying, at a sentence standpoint, this is a really great novel, and Sally Rooney can come up with amazing, profound, like, statements and paragraphs and things that just, like, really stick with you. Also, sometimes when you're reading, especially when it comes to dialogue and like reactions between different characters, you'll read it and you'll just feel so immersed because so much is said when they're not saying anything at all. Like, a character will just do an action, right? It's very much like a screenplay type of situation. Like, a character will just do an action, and there's so much in the subtext of what that person is doing that there's no need for her to just write, Simon felt very sad, or blah blah blah. Like, there's just no need, because there's just so much set in the subtext, and I just really liked it. I felt really immersive, and you just really got the full feeling of the scene and, like, what picture is being painted here for you. And at that level, visually, this book is also very stunning and stuff like that. The only thing is, like, I really loved these characters. They are all flawed, and you get annoyed at them a lot, but I think that's the point. Just the one character where I was like, I have no idea. I'm a dumbass bitch. I have no idea what this character is even thinking, why this character is here. What is he supposed to, like, what does this character mean for the novel? What is he supposed to say? Like, I had no idea. Was Felix. Like, Felix would do some stupid ass shit. And I was like, boy, why are you even here? Like, first of all, that always happens with the ring light. And I'll be like, Felix, why are you even here? Like, what are you thinking? I had no idea how his thought process was and, like, who this man was. I had no idea. Like, if I saw him walking on the street, I'd say, I don't know who this man is. What is that? Anyways, yeah. But Felix annoyed me as a character, but also I just didn't get him. I really did not understand him. All the other characters, I feel like, were very fully thought out. Like, Alice, you got it. Simon, you got it. Eileen, oh my god, Eileen, you understood. But Felix, I was like, what? Who is he? Like, I don't know if I'm just not getting it, but I just really didn't get it. That sentence I just said did not make sense, but that's how I felt. I feel like Sally Rooney was trying to write a nonfiction novel, especially with all of those in-between emails back and forth between Alice and Eileen. Sally Rooney was trying to write a nonfiction novel and incorporate it into this, like, fictional character story, and I feel like in that level, it just didn't really work for me. Sally Rooney had these statements that she wanted to say, and she had, like, something as an author that she wanted to tell the world, and she tried to hide those statements in this fiction story. I just feel like it didn't really work. Like, if you're gonna write a nonfiction novel, just do it. Like, I feel like those emails were just so annoying to me. The end of the novel ends during the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know if I like it or not, but I do see how it can be helpful to the overarching story and, like, what it's supposed to say about finding the happy things and like the happy moments, and it's really about the relationships that you build with each other and things like that. I get how like it correlates to COVID-19, but it just really threw me out of the escapism of reading. So there's that, and I really feel like there's some profound statements where I was like, that's so true. It's pretty on the nose, but at the same time, like, it made sense. And I think there was statements saying a lot of the things that we complain about, especially at our age. I mean, I'm a little younger than the people in this novel. Like, I'm 22. I think they're like 28, 29 to their 30s. But yeah, it says like a lot of people our age, the things that we complain about, the things that we talk about, the like hurt that we feel feels really trivial, right? And like there's some crazy shit going on in the world. I mean, right now, especially right now, there's freaking World War III happening, right? Like Russia and Ukraine, like, and stuff like that. I do not want to get into that. But yeah, there's just like a lot of the problems that we feel on an individual standpoint is very trivial in the grand scheme of things. And it's like, how do we justify, you know, the how we feel about these things, no matter how trivial they are, versus the bigger picture of like what's going on in the world. And I really like how they kind of explained it. Like, yes, our feelings really don't matter in the grand scheme of things, but at the same time, it's like you have to find what you're living for. And like, I don't know how they explained it in the book, but I thought it was really good. I think this is definitely worth the read. It was not my favorite read. I gave it a 3.75 out of 5. I like Normal People better. I think either way, it was a great book. I would buy it just to have those statements ingrained in my memory. But yeah, and Simon and Eileen, like, I don't know, I love a good story like that. I love Simon and Eileen's little thing going on. I really could not care less about Alice and Felix. Like, fuck Felix, I did not really care about him, but Alice and Eileen, I ate that shit up. It was friends to lovers. I love friends to lovers. Anyways, that is it for my review on Beautiful Worlds, Where Are You? Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have read this book, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love having a discussion about it. And please subscribe. Please like the video if you did. And thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.